Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mr. Daron Campbell.
Good morning, Mr. Serpa. How are you?
Welcome to the Realest Show on real estate. If you guys are watching this, do us a huge favor and share this out. We actually had our live broadcast interrupted and we're unable to get it sent out. We had a whole bunch of people ready to watch us go live and it just wasn't happening. So good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Brother, I'm going to be honest with you. So first off, congrats on being the 2018 Coach of the Year for NAHREP. That is a fantastic accomplishment.
Thank you. I'm humbled, man. I'm pleased that some people appreciate, what I have to give, and I humbly submit and share what I know, and thankfully some people think it's valuable.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share the show out. If you guys are watching this, please share it out. We're just now getting started. We've already got 7 people tuned back in. Our broadcast just had a little bit of trouble getting started. So what we're going to talk about here, guys, is I'm going to be honest with you. I have had a rough couple of days. My family has been sick. We have been in and out of the ER. I am tired. I'm the only person that's still healthy in the family, but overcoming rough days. Well, everybody has them.
No question.
Getting back on the horse. So what do you do as a life coach of the year? What does Daron Campbell do after a rough day to get back on the horse?
You know, it's funny, Dave. Rough days are going to happen. And the funny thing about rough days is you should expect them and understand that rough days are like speed bumps. They're going to happen. You got to expect them. And then you got to, the goal is to bounce back as quickly as possible. And what I find is that getting back to your routine as fast as you can, even as a matter of fact, trying not to fall out of your routine. If you can at all help yourself, is the best medicine because sure. Because what grounds us is what we tend to do every day. So in other words, if you're in the real estate business, the business of doing the business is usually where you're most comfortable, where you're most at ease. So you and I, we talk to clients all day, every day. And, so if you're having a rough day, to me, the best medicine is get back out there and talk to 10 more clients.
That's right.
Yeah. And they'll pull you back into your zone. They'll kick you back into gear. And, because, man, there's speed bumps and darts being thrown at us all the time. I mean, even me, Coach of the Year. I mean, you got an interesting experience just recently. I got grumpy investors here and there. You got brokers trying to hate on you for getting good deals. I just got a listing, and some hater broker says that's not his territory. He doesn't know that neighborhood, whatever, right?
Yeah.
People out there that are trying to take shots at you no matter what.
Sure. That's
Stuff's
right.
gonna happen. Your whole family's gonna get sick again in a year or two. Winter has been brutal, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen again. You're gonna get sick. To me, the best repair is jumping right back on that horse. The best medicine is getting right back into your groove and doing what you do best. And and if you can fight through it, even when you feel like crap, I think you're doing yourself some good.
I think that another big thing is perspective. I think that a lot of times we get so caught up in some of this negativity, in some of this hey, I had a rough 2018. I think a lot of people. I'm not alone in that. You know what I mean? Whether realtors made $650,000 or $65,000 last year, a lot of them are broke, and we're going to talk about that more in a minute. But having a little bit of perspective. Today, or a couple of days ago, was Staff Sergeant Jeffrey Reber's 34th birthday, and he didn't live to see his 34th birthday. He passed away at 29, and I was talking to his mom last night on Facebook, and she says that she decided to drop by the VFW last night and buy some beers for the Marines and the soldiers and whatnot that were present. And it changed the perspective for me. I'm not burying anybody today. Everybody in my family is alive. You know what I mean? I've got a heartbeat. My feet are on this side of the dirt. And if she can go on, you know what I mean? If Diana Beecham can go on, you know, if my mom could go on when she was raising 3 kids, what in the world makes me think that I have even the option of thinking that I get to have a rough day?
Well, and that's a very good point, because you could look at 100 different scenarios that other people have and count your blessings, because a lot of people don't have the opportunity that we have. A lot of people don't have the environment that we have. A lot of people don't have the friends and colleagues and support systems that we have. And so many times what we have, we quickly take for granted. And I think it's important that you step back and you take stock and look at somebody else's situation and go, well, you know what? My day really wasn't that rough at all. You know,
that's right.
You know, somebody said no to me. Somebody said some angry words. Somebody said, don't call my phone anymore. Somebody said, hey, you know, why should you get all the business? You're not qualified.
Yeah.
So, come on. The fact of the matter is,
did you get shot at today?
No,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Is everybody alive and breathing? You know what I mean?
You
know what you have another opportunity.
Exactly.
You have another opportunity. Wake up.
That's exactly.
Love you, my brother. So this man right here is coming to Temecula. He sold over $4 billion in real estate. He comes from Chicago, moved to Los Angeles, and this guy is 100% the real deal. He is helping people change their lives right now at EXP. He is the 7-figure syndicator and the NAHREP Coach of the Year. If you're watching this now, share this out. We had our original broadcast interrupted, and we're talking about overcoming these bad days. This is the realest show on real estate. And right now, we're going to talk a little bit about money and power. We're going to talk about financial freedom.
Absolutely.
And what does that mean to you, Daron Campbell, when I talk about money and power?
Well, you know, the funny thing is, money and power are interesting. I think in terms of money, and then I think power becomes something that it becomes your ability to empower. You see, power comes from empowering. And so people who stand up and beat their chest and talk about how powerful they are and they throw that in everybody's faces, those are usually the most insecure people out there.
I love you so much.
I think true power comes from your ability to empower. And so even in our real estate game, we humbly sell real estate every day. And some folks get full of their ego because they sell a few more properties than other people. But really the most powerful real estate people out there empower others and they defer to people, and their power happens because other people bestow it upon them. You never take power. You don't declare yourself powerful. People empower you because of the way you make them feel, because of the way you take care of them. So it starts with this love for what you do and for whom you do it. And then power evolves and power becomes, and you look around and you see the greatest real estate people of all. What do they do best? They take care of their people the best. And so that's where it emanates.
That's right. They take care of their people. Everyone succeeds together. And it's one of those things that has been really exciting about working here at EXP on a national level, and just working with powerful people is powerful people empower others, like truly powerful people that are insecure and are fear-based. A lot of time their social standing is an illusion. It's ready to fall out at any given time. Any given bump, any given bruise, the second they get knocked down, they're not going to get back up. And it's a false culture thing. And that's exactly what I was getting ready to talk about here a moment ago. And Semper Fi to Derek, who's tuned in here. Appreciate you guys watching. You're getting a lot of love. Mike Bjorkman's tuned in here. So is Zach Bach. We're talking. I want to talk a little bit about false culture. Thanks, Mike. False culture is something that is really overtaking the real estate industry right now, and it's a lot of that. Look at me, number one. And what's happening is, and I bought into some of that, but it's perpetuated and bastardized in a way that I think has become really sad for the real estate industry. Because what you have all these people out in the light saying, look at all this money that I'm making and all this work that I'm doing, but they're living their lives so far out of balance that they're mentally unhealthy, they're physically unhealthy, their relationships are in shambles, but look at all this money that they're making.
You know, the funny thing about that is that's a house built on stilts. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That can easily collapse, because what you're not doing is you're trying to sell an image to someone when the fact of the matter is real longevity and real foundation and a real career is built on how much you are doing for the next guy, for the client, or the customer. Somebody once asked me, Daron, I preach farming, right? I said, Daron, how big should my farm be? I said, well, how many clients can you love at once? The fact of the matter is, you need to make people feel like you are the one that's going to ultimately take care of them and handle all the details. And if you can handle those details for them, they feel nurtured, they feel taken care of. And those are the clients that will swear by you for the next 20 years. Those are the clients that will call their friends up and say, if you don't call my buddy Dave Serpa to sell your house, we're not friends anymore. It's really kind of like my favorite.
Too many people put the cart before the horse, and they just start building it. And, one of my good friends, Bob Hellman, told me, he said, a house built without a structure will not stand. And he was absolutely right. I was going off on this, investment opportunity. I was trying to build something out of air. And you knew me last year. You knew what I was going through. I was looking for something to believe in, because inside I was hurting. You know what I mean? And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are still doing that. That they're out there, and I was making over $600,000 a year, but what did I have to show for it? You know what I mean? Right. And it's out of balance, it's out of whack. And until you get right with you, and until you can sustain yourself and serve the current business, whether it is your team, whether it is your clients, and yourself properly, you don't need to expand just yet. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. And then I think a lot of times we get caught up in looking at what the guy next to us is doing and feeling like we're not keeping up, or feeling like we're inadequate because we see a mega man like Mike Bjorkman doing 1,000 transactions, and you get caught up in who he is, as opposed to the journey that he might have taken that you haven't quite paid your dues for yet. And so
that's right.
The comparison stuff, and start working on yourself. I was on a hike this morning at 5 a.m. in 42-degree weather in Los Angeles, and I was listening to actually an interview where Barack Obama and Steph Curry were chatting with each other. And it was interesting because Barack Obama said he spent a lot of time as a teen not knowing who he was or what his direction was. And then the moment he took the focus off of himself and started trying to figure out, how can I be of service to others, it all came clear. Now that's a simple lesson that a real estate agent can take and put in their pocket and say, well, wait a minute, stop. Let me stop focusing on me, number one, superstar, blah. Get off of that and see how many people you can help accomplish their real estate objectives, their life objectives, their moving objectives, their upgrade or downgrade objectives, their relocation objectives. Let me go see how thoroughly I can service those.
Yes.
And then my rewards will happen.
You're the only person that I interview that regularly I forget what my face is doing. Like, I get so annoyed. I'm just like, you're absolutely right. I think that, that's where the toxic nature falls in. And, I was listening to Jimmy Mochi talking, a fellow Marine at this working with veterans panel that I was doing. And he said, I did, XYZ business last year. I sent out this many referrals. And he said, if you can't be happy, and if you can't sustain yourself on $400,000 a year, you might want to rethink your life. And because we get so caught up in making $1 million and doing all this different stuff that we forget why we got into real estate in the first place. You know what I mean?
Right.
To have a little bit of balance, to work when we want to work, to have financial freedom. You know what I mean? Not to be number one.
And then the funny thing about that is, Providence will take care of itself if you service enough people with your heart. The funny thing is, the $1 million and all that other stuff comes much more easily because your people are jumping on your bandwagon. You don't have to twist people's arms. You don't have to make 1,000 calls a week because they're calling you. Why?
That's right.
Because their last experience with you was so positive. They're calling you because their sister needs to buy a house now, and they had such a positive experience when they worked with you that now they're going to tell the world about you. You don't have to spend $1 million a month prospecting and buying ads and all that stuff. Just properly service the people you've already serviced, and watch 8 or 10 or 12 or 20 more deals happen just because.
I was spending $28,000 a month generating business and running a huge team. I am doing better now that I have decided to just scale it back and do my own thing, work with EXP, and be of service. Because I tell people, you can't monetize being a good person. You've got to separate that. You have to separate it. But when you really are following your heart, people around you will just send you business anyway.
Yeah. Just
because they love you, just because they love what you're doing.
Exactly. And that's kind of, it becomes a pull instead of a push. You don't have to push people in a business scenario. They come with you. They want to ride. They want you to be their real estate person because they feel this comfort that they are taking care of. What we forget a lot of times, Dave, is that one transaction or at least 2 or 3 transactions on a house are the largest and only transactions of this size these people will ever do in their lives.
That's right.
I may have done 500 of them. They have only done 2 in their life. So for me to take their experience for granted is a huge mistake. This is huge for them. And if I treat it with that amount of regard, they'll feel it. And my job is to take care of them so they feel it. And when they feel it, they're going to go, okay, well, that's my guy. And I wouldn't even consider talking to anyone else because he takes care of me. And
that's right.
And then you'll find that, hitting all those income goals become a byproduct of you doing good business.
That's part of being a lifestyle brand versus just being somebody that buys and sells real estate. You have to be you so much and understand you so much that everything else comes as a byproduct. It's be, do, have.
Yeah. In that order.
And so what I want to talk for a moment about is I want to talk about health and wealth. Okay. The real estate community is some of the most unhealthy people out there. Driving through, eating fast food. You're up working out every morning. You're up coaching every morning. You get more done before noon than most people. And realtors, they're all so busy, but they're unhealthy. They're living out of balance. And one of the biggest things that I see is, and I'm just going to be candid, there's this culture that's being perpetuated in business that you should be snorting the world up through your nose and doing whatever it is that you need to do to get that bump or get going, so that you could do more business. And I'm telling people that is not a way to live life. That is not a way to do your business. And if you see other people out there doing that, those people need help. They don't need to be encouraged or cheered on for living their life out of balance. What do we do as leaders in our industry to preach balance when people are being cheered on for being so unhealthy?
Well, I think there's a syndrome that's out there that we're now adopting as a culture that's all about this quick fix and this instant results. And the fact of the matter is there's usually no shortcuts. The fact is, if you want to be healthy and you want to truly have a healthy body, it's not going to come in the form of a pill. If you want to live healthy, be fit, it's going to come in the form of some work that you have to mentally prepare yourself to do. You want to become a top realtor? There's some work that you have to mentally be prepared to do. You're not going to subscribe to one dude on Facebook who's got all the instant leads on tap and become a millionaire real estate agent. It's just not going to happen.
That's right.
So we're becoming conditioned to love shortcuts and instant quick fixes and instant fixes. And the fact is, we got to get that mentality out of our head and get some work ethic back into our lives, whether it be physically, whether it be financially. Hey, and how about this? Relationally, in our relationships. Look, I could probably write a book on how to fail in a marriage because I didn't realize, nobody ever taught me that it was work.
That's right.
Work. You have to put in the work. You can't just come home every day for 20 years and expect that person to just love you just because. You got to put in some work. You got to service their account. You can't not call a client for 8 years and just call them up and expect them to be like, oh, I still love you. You're my favorite realtor. I haven't spoken to you in 8 years. What nerve do I have? I haven't serviced your account. I haven't put in the work. If we bring work ethic back to everything we do, physical, mental, that's mindset, Financial, that's our workplace. Bring the work ethic to it, and you'll find the pure rewards. You see, energy and health and fitness don't come in a bottle, and they don't come in a pill.
That's
they
right.
come behind some serious work that gets put in, and then the benefits are the long range benefits come from that. You want to have a long range career in real estate? You service clients over and over again. You touch base, you go through that Rolodex, and you speak to everybody every 90 days. Everyone in your Rolodex should hear from you. Do they forget about you if they hear from you every 90 days? No, they don't. If you close a transaction, they don't hear from you for 4 years, how can you be offended when they go sell it through someone else?
That's right.
You can't.
Everybody wants that secret sauce. They want that secret to success. And I'm telling everyone, there's no secret out there. All the success, all the answers, they're published out there. There are YouTube videos out there about it. There are books that have been written. You have to acquire the knowledge. You have to go out there and get it. And you have to start with you. And it is not one of those things that it is a long road eventually. It is a momentary road to success. It is a road that you fight in every moment to be successful, interpersonal, in your relationships, financially. And so I love everything that you said there, brother. I always tell people there's no path to success that does not lead through hard work. You're going to have to get up. You're going to have to go to work. You're going to have to do the things that make people uncomfortable. You don't have to do it forever.
No.
You could set up systems.
Yes.
But at some point or another, you're going to have to get up and grind.
You got to put in the work at some point, and then you reap the benefits later. If you're intelligent financially for the next 2 or 3 years, you can reap the benefits for the next 30 years, right? So it's you don't have to kill yourself forever, but at some point, you got to get into your brain. You got to get into the mindset that I got to put in the work. There's some work that has to be put in all facets of life in order to enjoy the greater benefits of it. If there's someday you want to slow down, but you want to live well, but you don't want to work 12, 13 hours a day, then start putting in the work today that will fuel that kind of lifestyle.
Yes. You're getting a lot of love right now.
I got a lot of frozen love right now. You're frozen. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, Serpa.
Are we still live? We're still live. I'm sorry about that.
You're getting a lot of love.
We're still on. We still got 9 viewers. And Como is giving you a lot of love. He's a fellow Marine. And I want to tell people, hey, if you're working on overcoming a tough 2018, because I think that a lot of people are, because they're saying, oh, you know what? I'm behind. Maybe they haven't watched this whole show where we've told them, hey, don't compare yourself to others. They're saying, I'm 40 years old. I'm 45 years old. I'm 60 years old. I'm not where I want to be financially. Thank God Daron Campbell is coming to Temecula on February 25th from 9 to 11 at the RERC. Thank God that you could come and ask the life coach of the year for NAHREP all of these questions. But right now, because there's a lot of people that are watching who had a rough 2018. Maybe they had a rough 2017 and a 2016. Maybe they've had a rough life.
Yeah.
What can they do now to ensure that 2019 and going forward looks better than everything that has been behind them? Okay. And then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Here's the simple fix, in my opinion. Simple. Take your contact list, your database, your phone book, your Rolodex, whatever you want to call it. And I want you to call 10 people every day of the week and just say, hey, I'm just checking in with you. Is there anything I can do for you? Try that. How about that? How about simple offer something to everyone you know? Do 10 of those a day till you get through your entire Rolodex and start over and do it again. Now think about that. You know, you're not spending any money on marketing. You're not spending $1,000 on Facebook. You didn't buy some golden mailing list. You didn't have to. You got a contact list of people who already know, respect, and love you. Why don't you just call them up and say, hey, I mean, they know you're in the real estate business, right? Hey, just wonder, is there anything I can do for you?
I love it.
You might be.
I love it. It's so simple, Yet people will not do these simple things to become extraordinarily successful. What's so interesting is, so Zach has started this thing where he goes into the office every day from 7:30 to 12, Monday through Friday. And he's a guy, he will grind. He'll make the phone calls. And what he's doing is, and this is no secret, I'm just going to tell everybody, people are coming in and they want to watch and they want to train and they want to watch and they want to watch and they want to watch. But Zach opens up their phone, he unlocks it, he hands it to them and says, start with A and tell everyone that you know that you work in real estate.
Hello.
The first day that somebody was working as a licensed real estate agent, she booked an appointment with a client, 6 phone calls in. Another person had been working in real estate for several months. She booked her first appointment, 11 phone calls in. It is a simple thing. And I'm going to invite you all on February 27th to dial with us. We already have Las Vegas doing it. We already have Downey doing it. And we already have Temecula doing it. I don't know if you guys out in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills doing it too.
Beverly Hills is going to join us. I'll add you to the flyer then. We're all just going to do a national call day and we're going to dial with each other. We're all going to log onto this GoToMeeting and we're all just going to log in together and we're just going to make phone calls. So whether you want to tune in and you want to watch, or whether you want to tune in, you want to learn something, the best people that I know, Leo Robles out in Downey, Rosie Rodriguez, Zach Bach, Daron Campbell, we're all hitting the phones together. Alaska just decided to join us. This is what I love about EXP. There's nothing like this. So Alaska is now going to join us. Cool. And I love these guys. They actually came down to Temecula for my last class, and it was absolutely fantastic to see them. Fellow veteran. So Alaska is going to dial with us. Beverly Hills is going to dial with us. Downey, Vegas, and of course the godmother of us all, Rosie Rodriguez, who's holding it down, is going to have pizza delivered to the winning office that sets the most appointments that day.
Awesome.
Right to the office.
Awesome. See, Rosie's a giver. That's why she wins so much.
That's right. Anything in closing, my friend?
All I can tell you is, Dave, the opportunity is there, and it's usually right in front of us. It's usually the most obvious thing that is the thing we should be doing. And so that tends to be simple. Bjorkman just joined the crew with Santa Clarita Valley.
And now we got Santa Clarita. This is awesome.
So I'd say, you've heard me say this 10 different times on 10 different stages. Everybody needs to just speed it up and dumb it down. Speed it up and dumb it down. Don't overcomplicate things. Keep it simple. Call the people you know, remind them that you're in real estate, and ask them what you can do for them. And you'll find that before you know it, you're going to be 10, 12, 15 clients in with a full day of activity. Just keep it simple, people. Everyone's looking for this magic widget. Everyone's looking for, like, oh, I got the funnel. I got to build a freaking funnel and get a million hits. No, you don't. Go through your phone, but call the people you know and love and say, hey, I'm in real estate. I just wanted to remind you. Want to know if there's anything I can do for you. You want to take it to
don't I need the right CRM? I need the right coach? Don't I need the right this? Don't I need to become perfect and the area expert? 10 calls a day. Daron Campbell broke it down for you.
That's it.
10 calls a day. Come out and see us February 25th out in Temecula from 9 to 11. Daron's going to be teaching about how he became the $4 billion man, the 7-figure syndicator, and the coach of the year for NAHREP. I'm so excited to see you. Immediately following that, we're going to have a quick mastermind about how some of the changes that you learned from Daron that you can implement in your business. And then we've got other big announcements coming as well. Join us in our national call day from 8 to 12 on February 27th. And we're going to do it. We're going to be live. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it, Dave. Monday's going to be a lot of fun. So everybody get out there, Temecula. We're going to have a blast.
Love you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for making time for us, and congratulations on all your successes.
Thank you. Take care, Dave.
See you soon.